Okay, let's unpack this. If you're serious about mastering a new skill, I mean a really complex one, and today we're talking about English fluency, the problem isn't usually intelligence
No,
or even finding the time, right? The real barrier is not having a simple structured system that actually works.
that is absolutely right. We've put together a deep dive today it's really custom built for you, the listener, especially if you're ready to move past those, basic apps
Right, beyond the gamey stuff.
and truly get into self-directed English fluency. We're drawing from excerpts of a guide called Mastering English, a practical guide to self-directed fluency.
And what we found here is just, it's so pragmatic. This isn't theory. It's a clear 10-step plan you can literally start today.
Exactly. And the core idea behind it is that success in this kind of learning, it all comes down to consistency and structure.
Oh, cramming.
Not those occasional 5-hour study marathons, no. So our mission today is to distill the most actionable steps and some of the more counterintuitive tips so you can start building this system into your life right away.
Let's start with the foundation then. What does the guide say is the absolute, the non-negotiable cornerstone of this whole thing?
That would be step one, building the daily English routine.
Oh.
And this is where the guide really challenges that idea that you need huge blocks of time. It emphasizes that consistency, even a short session, trumps duration every single time.
And the target they give is so manageable. We're just talking 30 to 60 minutes a day. It's so effective because it taps into like the science of spaced repetition, right?
Okay.
If you cram for 5 hours on a Sunday, your brain just starts dumping that info almost immediately.
Precisely. By studying for, say, 60 minutes every day, you never let that forgetting curve get too low. You're constantly reactivating the knowledge.
So it becomes a habit.
It becomes a sustainable habit, not some massive, daunting task.
And those 30 to 60 minutes are broken down so brilliantly. It ensures you stay balanced and, you don't burn out. The structure is just simple, 10 to 15-minute chunks.
Yeah, you have to hit all 4 skills daily, so maybe 10 minutes on vocabulary. Then 10 to 15 minutes for listening, another 10 to 15 for speaking, and then you finish with 10 or 15 minutes of reading your writing.
So you're building both input and output skills at the same time.
Simultaneously, yes.
Now, a system is only good if your mindset is right.
Yeah.
I thought it was smart that they made step 10 all about the mental game, patience and tracking.
It's crucial because that's where so many self-directed learners just quit. They get frustrated.
They feel like they're failing.
They feel like they're failing because they're still making mistakes. But the guide completely reframes this. It says mistakes are not a sign of failure. They are proof your brain is actually learning.
It's stretching.
It's stretching and forming new connections. You have to accept mistakes to make progress.
Okay, but here's a question. If we're supposed to accept mistakes and just trust the process, why does the guide also insist on tracking your progress so strictly? Doesn't that sort of contradict the whole patience thing?
That's a really important point. The tracking isn't about scoring yourself on perfection. It's about measuring effort and commitment.
The things you can control.
The things you can actually control. So the guide lists 3 specific concrete things to track: the number of new words you learn, the total minutes you speak per day, and the number of videos you watch.
I see. So when you're feeling down because you stumbled over a sentence,
Yeah,
you can look at your numbers and see, wait a minute, I spoke for 45 minutes this week. I learned 50 new words. The system's working, even if I feel awkward today.
exactly. It separates that subjective feeling from the objective effort. It turns this huge goal of fluency into a series of small, measurable wins.
Those little dopamine hits that keep you going.
Now, that's what builds the habit.
That brings us perfectly to the actual learning steps. And here's where it gets really interesting. Because step 2 just attacks one of the oldest and frankly most soul-crushing learning habits out there.
You mean memorizing long lists of words?
Yes.
Yes. Step 2 is learning vocabulary the smart way, and it's a direct warning against those isolated word lists. The science on this is so clear. Memorizing a word by itself gives your brain almost nothing to hook it onto.
Yeah.
You learn it, and then it's just gone.
So they offer 3 smart vocabulary rules instead. First, always learn words in a full sentence.
Context.
Second, focus on the most common words and phrases, this stuff people actually use, not some obscure academic words. And third, review, review, review.
And that third rule, reviewing often, is why they recommend specific tools. They mention Anki and Quizlet.
Yeah.
And what's great about these is they're not just digital flashcards. They are spaced repetition software.
So they're smart. They figure out when you're about to forget a word.
And they show it to you right before that happens. It
Yeah.
maximizes retention.
They also suggest Google Translate, but not just for the definition.
No, you use it to find example sentences,
Mhm.
to see how the word actually behaves out in the wild. Context is king.
It really is. And
Yeah.
the metric they give here is so motivating. If you just learn 10 new words a day,
Just 10.
you'll have 3,650 words in a year. I mean, that's a massive leap forward, and it only takes about 10 minutes a day.
Incredible, isn't it?
So moving on from vocabulary to input, step 3 is all about improving listening, which the guide labels as very important. And the main message is just listen every day.
Every single day. Even if you only understand, say, 20 or 30% at first.
That seems low. Is that okay?
It's totally normal. At first, you're just training your ear to the sounds, the rhythm, the flow of the language. Your ear is learning before your brain can really catch up.
And the source gave some great specific resources. YouTube channels like BBC Learning English, Speak English with Mr. Bean.
Schul's English, too. All of them have really clear teaching, great pronunciation.
But the real golden nugget in this section was the technique for watching movies or TV series.
Yes.
Yes.
So simple, but so effective. First, you listen once with the English subtitles on.
Okay.
You're connecting the sounds to the words you see. Then you immediately watch it again with the subtitles turned off.
So why the double pass?
Because the second time, your brain is already primed. It knows the context. It forces you to rely only on what you hear.
So you're moving past the crutch of just reading the dialogue.
That's the bridge to true listening fluency.
Okay, so we've covered the input engine, how to feed your brain. Now we get to the activation part, and this starts with step 4, which this might be the most counterintuitive advice in the whole guide.
Start speaking alone.
Yeah, start speaking alone.
It definitely raises some eyebrows. I mean, traditional advice is you need a partner to correct you.
Right.
But the guide recognizes that the first stage of speaking isn't about being perfect. It's about activating the neural pathways for speech and doing it without the psychological pressure of someone listening.
Aren't I just reinforcing my own bad habits if I do that?
Yeah.
Why is speaking alone so critical at the start?
Because your first priority is fluency over accuracy, just building the muscle memory of forming English sentences. The number one thing that kills fluency is the fear of making a mistake in front of someone.
So this builds confidence in a low-stakes way.
Low-stakes confidence and speed, exactly.
And the guide gives specific techniques for this. You're not just, staring at a wall.
Right. They suggest 4 things. First, just talk to yourself, narrate what you're thinking. Second, describe what you're doing. I am making coffee now.
Simple stuff.
Third, answer imaginary questions out loud. And finally, shadowing, which is just repeating sentences you hear from a video right after you hear them.
That structure helps you avoid translating. Like the example they gave, today I woke up at 7. I made coffee. I feel tired but motivated. Just simple, direct sentences.
And once you're generating that speech, you need to refine it, which leads us right to step 5. Practice pronunciation.
A vital step.
It really is. The guide notes that bad pronunciation doesn't just make you hard to understand, it actually hurts your confidence, which makes you less likely to speak next time.
It's a vicious cycle.
It's a self-perpetuating loop of discouragement.
So how do we fix it without becoming a linguist?
The tools are super accessible. They mention Youglish, which is amazing. It searches YouTube and finds real videos where people use a word or phrase.
So no more robotic dictionary audio.
No, you hear it in a real context.
Yeah.
And they also mention the little speaker icon on Google Search, the pronunciation tool.
Oh, yeah, that's so useful.
And the rule here is crucial. Repeat short sentences, not just single words. A single word helps your tongue, sure. But a sentence trains you on intonation, on linking sounds, on the natural rhythm. That's what makes you sound fluent.
Okay, let's move quickly through the other output skills. Step 6 is reading. Step 7 is writing. The advice for reading is pretty simple. Start easy.
Yes, don't overwhelm yourself. They recommend graded readers, which are books written for specific language levels. Simple news, short stories.
Even just reading social media posts in English.
Exactly. The content just has to be accessible.
And the big tip here is a mindset shift. You have to resist looking up every single word.
Yes. You have to train yourself to guess from context. If you stop the flow every 2 seconds, you never build up any reading speed.
And then writing, step 7. That's about forcing you to think actively in English, right?
It's the highest cognitive load, for sure. The activities are light, though. Keep a daily journal, just 5 or 10 lines.
Write comments online?
Or just rewrite sentences that you hear. It's all about actively constructing the language.
This whole output phase seems to build up to step 8. Think in English. This is where it all comes together.
It's the synthesis, yeah. The goal is to train your brain to stop translating everything. That's where you find speed. The guide specifically says don't try to translate your complex native thoughts perfectly.
Just use simple English thoughts instead.
Use the language you have, not the language you wish you had. And accept the mistakes that come with thinking fast.
Okay, so before we wrap this all up, let's just quickly run through the tech toolkit they mention in step 9, the free apps and websites.
Yeah, a quick fire list. Duolingo, great for that daily habit check-in. BBC Learning English, always high-quality stuff. Elsa Speak, which is specifically for pronunciation.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then HelloTalk or Tandem, if and when you feel ready for that optional step of practicing with a real person.
So, what does this all mean? We've just walked through a complete 10-step system. It shifts the focus from, sporadic effort to consistent, structured, daily work. It simplifies vocabulary, gives you concrete techniques for listening, encourages you to speak alone first. It's not a magic bullet. It's just about applying consistency.
It really boils down this overwhelming task into 10 manageable steps. The whole thing is defined by their simple 3-part rule to remember.
Which is, listen a lot.
Speak every day.
Don't be afraid.
That's the ultimate summary of the action you need to take. But the source material also made a really powerful point. This plan only hits its full potential when it's personalized.
Right.
The author said you need to tailor the whole schedule based on 2 crucial pieces of information about yourself.
Okay, so for our final provocative thought for you today, we want you to apply that idea right now. If you were designing this 10-step plan for yourself, what's your stated current level? Are you a beginner, intermediate, or advanced?
And what specific goal are you targeting? Is it for work, for travel, just for casual conversation, or maybe a specific exam?
It's identifying those 2 things, your level and your goal. That's the key.
That's the key to unlocking the full potential of this entire system. That should be your very next step after this deep dive is over. Decide on those 2 factors, and then start that first 30-minute timer.